Welcome everyone to class today. What we're going to do is we're going to get started into a role play. Now, I've already sent you this scenario or scenario one anyway, so you can have a brief look at things. I often will, identify people as say intern one, intern two, intern three, intern four, and I've already done that. You don't have to name yourselves for that reason. And yes, I see Mike, Jordan, Madison, and Thaisa. Those will be the names also of the characters. So when you are portraying a character within the scenario, we recognize that you are character of Mike and character of Jordan. And when we do a debrief, and if I ask you a question, you feel free to be replying as if you were the character Mike. Or there's always the possibility of stepping away and being Mike, feeling that situation. So I just wanted to put all that out there to you. I am going to start off by reading the foundational scenario, and then I will read scenario one, and then we'll do a bit of a warm up. So let's start off with the foundational scenario. You are a group of unpaid interns in a 50-year-old family-owned printing company with a core of 30 employees. You work in administration and report to the same office manager, Dale. Your contract is coming to an end, but traditionally those interns who have done well are offered full-time employment. Times are tough, and you'd all like to find stable, well-paid employment. Your group is on a break together, as it has become a tradition for the past 6 months that you've been working together. Today is a particularly exciting day, as it is your last day. So that is the scenario, foundational context. This is scenario one. It's Friday and the last day of your internship. You're on a coffee break together. Discuss what you're personally going to do on the weekend, consider any texts you receive individually, and decide how you will proceed. I'm not going to go into the considerations that you also have right at the moment. What I'd like to do is I'd like to do just a quick warm-up exercise. So you get to decide what role you as an intern might play in the company. So here are some possibilities. You could be accounts receivable or shipping or contracts or inventory. Once you decide the roles, use your actual first names and introduce yourselves as if this is the first time you've met, and just provide a brief history of your experience in the role that you have chosen. And you can ask general background questions of each other. Does that make sense for everybody? Yeah. Okay, so just think of a role that you might like to take on, or a position, I should say, in this company, and just introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mike. Mostly I've been working within the sales department and helping generally processing the contracts for a lot of the larger name companies and other receipts and things like that, working close in with the sales team there.
Hey Mike, nice to meet you. My name's Jordan. I'm working in accounts receivable. It's actually a bit of a career shift for me. So I used to work more like in retail, but it's really cool to be here and it's nice to meet you all.
Hi, everyone. I am Madison, and I am working in our human resources department. So I've been really seeing the ins and outs of the company and just how we can make it a more ethical workspace and how we can see if the company needs improvements within our human resources department or anything like that. I've been mostly just shadowing and assisting our team in the human resources department, but I am excited to move into maybe more of a role that is one of my own and rather than a shadow.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Thaisa. I'm working sort of with inventory, but in general, I'm just sort of doing a lot of miscellaneous data entry, working on some digitizing some historical files, and just trying to help the company move their filing online a little bit more because they've sort of been lagging in that department. So I'm trying to help out a little bit with that.
Great. Thanks, everyone. And if that would have been more or less your first day at this company, now you're at the end of the 6 months. You're coming up to your last day, as I said, last day, Friday, end of your internship, coffee break together. Consider any texts you receive, and then consider these couple of questions. Whom do you contact in the office, if anyone, based on any texts that might come up? And if you do opt to reply to any texts, how would you word the message? Okay, you don't even necessarily have to text anyone back at the time, but I would ask you to consider how you would word the message. So with that in mind, I am going to put myself on mute, and I'm just going to let you go on to your coffee break.
Last day.
Ah, it feels
Time
good.
flies.
So, yeah, time sure flies there. Feels good, right? Feels good to finally a little bittersweet though, right?
I know, a little scary too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you guys know what you're going to do this weekend? Are you going to celebrate?
Celebrate.
Yeah,
what?
I'm thinking about going out and celebrating a little bit. Maybe hanging out with some friends to celebrate no longer being an intern and maybe finally gonna get paid. So that's exciting.
Yeah, me and my partner, we're gonna go out for dinner together.
That's exciting. Anywhere special?
Oh, we're just going to the sushi place down the street.
Oh, that's a good place.
I actually haven't been there yet.
You should try it.
Mm.
I really like sushi. I'm happy for you, Mike. Yeah, I don't know. I might go get drinks after work. Just feeling kind of, I don't know, gotta blow some steam, you know?
Yeah.
Been a tough 6 months.
Very, very broke 6 months.
Yes.
I know. Afford alcohol.
Or sushi.
Or sushi.
Yeah.
Some of those all-you-can-eat prices, that's like more than my take-home at the end of the day. Not really, but
I don't know. Sometimes you gotta treat yourself though, right?
Yeah. I'm getting a message from Dale. He's not happy with my behavior today. Kind of weird.
Oh.
But he says that we can work it out over dinner. It just seems kind of odd.
Oh.
Maybe I'll reply to him and just say, why can't you just talk to me today at the office before, instead of dinner?
Yeah. That's so weird. I also got a text from Dale earlier, and he asked me to go to drinks. But now that you say that, I'm getting a bit of a vibe.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe I'll say the same, like, happy to chat, like, before I leave today if you have time, or over the phone on Monday. Like, I like Dale, but I don't know. Now.
Yeah, Dale's great at the office, but I don't really want to get dinner with him.
yeah, I've never really spoken to him outside of the office. Jordan, did he say he had a problem with your behavior too?
No, he didn't. He just said he wants to discuss my future with the company. And I don't know, drinks feels a lot more casual than dinner. Like that's a big commitment. That's like
Yeah,
a long commitment. And drinks could be
especially,
like, you know,
yeah, especially for him being concerned about my behavior and wanting to discuss it over dinner. Like, seems kind of odd.
Okay, I don't want to be selfish, but like, should I be concerned that he's not like I want to, I no offense, I want to work. And I know like
Yeah.
only a few of us can get hired at the end of this. So now I'm contemplating like, what did I not do to have a conversation about my future at the company?
Hmm. Well, I don't know if you should be too concerned about Dale. I think Dale's just kind of he knows that some of it are last days, so maybe he just has some final words, or he's going to try and, I don't know. I really don't know what he's going to want, but
Could lead to a job though. Like, I don't know if,
mhm.
no, I don't know.
Did
What do
you
you
get a
think?
text, Mike?
No, I didn't get anything, but no, I mean, like if you end up going and if you just sort of agree with whatever he's saying in terms of like what maybe you did wrong and try and play off how you can work better, it could come out on the positive with a contract.
I don't know, Taisa
Yep.
and Mike, I don't think you should feel bad because he seems to be like fine with me, but then he flat out told Madison like, hey, there's problems with what you're doing. We need to fix it.
Hmm.
We need to have dinner to fix it. So it feels like
Mhm.
he's on both ends of the spectrum with either of us.
Yeah.
And I don't know that either of them are necessarily a good thing.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll respond?
In like 2 minutes. Maybe he's gonna ghost me.
I mean, Madison, your HR, like, is this something that would be considered weird from your perspective?
Yeah, it is very weird from my perspective. I think it's like if I like, especially because he's concerned about my behavior, I feel like if someone's concerned about your behavior at work, maybe you should just talk to them at the office or something, like discuss their behavior like at the work environment. Like, taking them out to dinner because they are having poor behavior doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, and from an HR standpoint, it really doesn't seem professional. So, and then also asking you to get drinks, Jordan, I also find that that's troubling, to discuss like your future with the company and everything. I'm not sure.
Me too. Like drinks is a very social thing. Like I don't know, why wouldn't he want to get drinks with all of us to congratulate us on our last day and talk
Right?
about our future? It just seems weird that he's singling us out.
Yeah.
Seems like you might be in a bit of a bind. Like, he pretty much holds the keys to our potential contracts. So,
Yeah.
if you say no, you might lose out on that. I don't know.
Do I want to work with Dale if he's gonna pull stuff like this though? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what my future is with this company if this is the kind of
Yeah.
way we negotiate.
Okay, I'm going to step in now. It seems like a good time to step in. Thank you, everyone, for this. Talk to me about this scenario. Is there anything that's unsaid, for example, that there's an elephant in the room? Maybe yes, maybe no, or just what is the struggle here? If there is one, I think there is.
Yeah, I definitely found that there's a struggle with Dale reaching out to both me and Jordan about meeting us either for dinner or for drinks, especially because we both had very different reasonings behind why he wanted to get drinks or dinner with us. So I thought that was kind of troubling, especially since he said that he's concerned about my behavior and that's why he wants to get dinner. And also just because he needed to know like right that second, it seemed very suspicious.
Right, and I think it's worth, I might delineate it just a bit further and say, we don't know if there are actually different reasons or not. It's just what he said, what Dale has said. And I'm just going to say what Dale has said in the text. One doesn't know really what's really going on at this point. So I heard a number of different things. And Jordan, you actually responded with the text that said putting out a counter offer at meeting at the office. So that was one approach. So a response was an approach. There were other ideas too, Mike. I think you were talking about maybe having you have to respond in some way because Dale holds potentially the future there. Jordan, another thing that you suggested was, well, maybe you don't even want to work for the company if this is the way the company works. And so even the option of just walking away from it all. Is there one answer here?
I think it has to do with what you value as an employee. If you value like collegial relations and how you're treated as a, lower level employee, as opposed to, a stable employment. I think that personally for me, I value more like how I'm treated by my managers and how I'm appreciated by them and how my colleagues are treated by them more than like employment. At the end of the day, I have the experience from working here and times are tough. COVID has not been kind to anyone in the field, but I don't know, I might try my chances somewhere else.
Thank you. Any final comments on this one?
I'll just have one more comment, I guess. I think that I also struggled with not actually knowing who Dale was. Like, I don't know anything about Dale. All I know is that he's concerned about my behavior and he wants to go to dinner with me to talk about it. Like, so I don't know like what his position in the company is and like, or his personality, kind of man he is, like all those kind of things. So that makes me very suspicious, I guess, just the way that he's wording it. And that's my final thought, I guess.
Right. Beyond being the office manager, there's not much you know of Dale.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. Good. Thank you, everybody. Oh, yeah. Teresa, did you have something to say? Nope.
Oh, no, not really. I guess I would say in response to your earlier question, I think Thaisa, the character, not necessarily me, definitely considered why she wasn't asked to do this inappropriate meeting in exchange for a job. Not sure that me, the person, would agree, but I feel like in a really tough market, that can be a consideration for people.
Right. Right. Well, then you just open up one thing that I want to throw to Mike as well. Mike, Mike the character. How was Mike the character feeling about that?
Very much feeling uncomfortable as the male of the group and wondering, oh, am I not going to get hired because of that if Dale's actually kind of a sleaze? Was sort of my internal struggle there. A lot of uncomfortability. Didn't want to speak too much though, because I didn't want to make any too many presumptions.
Thank you, everybody, for this, and we'll move on to another one.